Hello, best greetings of the time to all of you. I am Mr. Shashikant B. Gosavi, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, Walchand Institute of Technology, Solapur, bringing before you an online educational resource on industrial reforms in a mixed economic setup. The learning outcomes of this online educational resource are: at the end of this session, the students will be able to explain industrial reforms, they will be able to explain mixed economic setup, and they will also be able to explain industrial reforms in India in mixed economic setup. Let us see the factors that influence industrialization. These include natural resources, capital, workers, technology, consumers, transportation systems, and above all, a cooperative government. A mixed economy consists of capitalist market-based system with a socialist command economic system, along with private property right, free trade and privatization with socialist element such as regulation, welfare state and redistribution. So you can easily see there are two separate compartments which are mixed together. One of them is capitalist while the other one is government driven public sector. Now you can see precisely what I mean to say in the mixed economies. World over, there are two dominant systems which are popular. One is on the extreme left, which is led by North Korea, China, which is actually the communism driven economy, while on the right hand side there is a liberal economy which is normally adopted by United States, Japan, France and so on. So one is socialist leaning while the other one is capitalist leaning. If we will combine these together, then what we are calling as the mixed economy may result, which is adopted nowadays by almost all the countries in the world, including that of India. What are the important features of mixed economic system? Mixed economic system protects private property and allows a level of economic freedom in the use of capital. At the same time, it allows for government to interfere in economic activities in order to achieve social welfare aims. It is including guiding national goals of growth, structural change, employment, income distribution, regional distribution, worker participation and self-reliance. All of us are familiar that these are there for the public good at large in order to ensure that majority of the people in a country will find appropriate opportunity to grow. You can see this particular slide which is primarily indicating the components of one which is called as market economy while the other which is called as command economy. See, market economy is having the components of private sector primarily. So private properties might be there, there will be supply, demand which is driven by the profit, and there will also be driven by self-interest, while there is a command economy also with government safeguarding people at large. Government may own some key industries as well as government can manage social welfare programs. Mixed economy is also having certain characteristics such as it is a distinct public sector where resources are allotted mainly by government in sectors such as defense, police and fire services. In many sectors, resources are allocated by a combination of private sector and public sector together. For example, a healthcare sector where you can find lot of hospitals are owned by private people, as well as there are lot of hospitals which are run by the public bodies such as civil hospital. What are the advantages of mixed economy? It distributes goods and service to where they are most needed. It allows prices to measure supply and demand. Rewards the most efficient producers with the highest profit, that customers get the best value for their dollar. It encourages innovation to meet customer needs more creatively, cheaply, or efficiently. Therefore, allocates capital to the most innovative and efficient producers. These efficient and innovative producers, in turn, can invest the capital in more business like what they were doing earlier. So, distinctly you can find 4 or 5 advantages which are there in the mixed economy. There are 3 prime sectors of mixed economy. One is both production and distribution are entirely managed and controlled by the state or complete exclusion of private enterprise. This was old story. Second, the state and private enterprise jointly participate in production as well as in distribution. And thirdly, exclusive and complete control of private enterprise, which is subject to general control and regulation of the state. India before 80s was in the first phase. From 80s to almost 2010 in the second phase, while we are slowly but surely driving ourselves toward the third phase. The earlier industrialization strategies of India was protectionist. You must be remembering the eras of Nehru's in very fresh independence of 1951 to almost 60s. It was protectionist in nature, emphasizing import substitution and business regulation through licenses. It stresses the development of heavy industries and emphasized a dominant role of public sector. I remember even up to 70s and 80s that cement, which is one of the important part of the construction sector, was rationed. Since the late 80s, India started moving away from state-dominated commerce towards a market-oriented system. Industrial licensing objectives are many. Earlier, this was used as a tool for controlling the dominance of the private players. The development and regulation of industrial investment and production according to priorities and targets of various plans were there. Prevention of concentration of economic power in the form of ownership of industries and balanced economic development of different regions with a view to reduce disparities in level of industrial development. These 3 were the prime aims or policies while licensing the industries. You can see the share of private sector and government sector which is seen in 2009. As I told you, from the reforms in 1991 up to 2009, you can see that this particular brown portion has grown in size. You can find the importance of agriculture, mining, manufacturing, electricity, construction, retail market, transportation, finance and community. All these are important aspects of any of the industrial sector's development. There are a number of public and private enterprises. You can see the industrial policy primarily plays its role in labor market policy, innovation policy, climate policy is slowly but surely taking up, then trade policies are there. We have suffered recently regarding the GST conversions, the national security is there, pandemic policies are there. This is how the things are possible to be done. One can easily see the role of so many policies into the industrial policies. Industries indicate the growth of market, particularly in the economic sector. There is a reflection spot. Kindly pause the video for a while and answer following question. In mixed economy setup, following is the advantage regards to industrial reforms. First option, rewards most efficient producers. Second option, distributes goods and services where they are most needed. Third option, encourages innovation. And fourth is all of these. Yeah, I understand. All of you must have given the answer, all of these, because all these are going to be the respective characteristics of mixed economy. I have used following resources while preparing this particular online educational resource. Indian Economy by Gaurav Dutt and Aswani Mahajan from S. Chand and Company Limited. Another resource is the Indian Economy by S. K. Ray, Prentice Hall of India Private Limited, New Delhi. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best.